What's up, everybody? I'm back. It's been a while that I haven't made any reviews. That's mainly because I was doing my my final exams, but I'm done now, so I'll probably do a couple during the vacation. So, as you can see, today we got Transformers movie Starscream. He looks a little different, just because if you've seen my Ironhide video review, you'll know that I have a tendency to repaint my figures. So yeah, that's what I did with this guy. I repainted him gray. I think it was sky gray. Here I put some white, some worn out look kind of metallic thing here. The gray actually looks really bad. It's just that you're not close enough to actually see how bad it is. But it's the matte colors that I have a hard time with. I need an airbrush. I really want to get one, but anyway, it's kind of a lot of money, and money's something I don't have right now. Anyway, so let's get on with the review. So this is basically Starscream in his jet mode. He looks okay, but see, there's a lot of kibble on the bottom here, and I think it's a major problem with a lot of jet plane Transformers. It's that they have a hard time hiding all the pieces just because jet planes aren't very thick. I think the Starscream, the Masterpiece Starscream, I think it was, that one actually looks pretty good, but yeah, I don't collect the classics, the G ones. Okay, so the gimmicks here is that, as you can see in the bottom here, there's like a wheel, and here there's a tab. There's like a tab here, that basically what it does is it's, the wheel makes this whole thing spin, and what the tab does is it basically hits the button here, which is like the launching mechanism of your rocket. Like here, I'll show you. See that? So basically what the tab does is that when you roll this, it'll shoot, but for some reason it's not working right now. It's a pretty cool gimmick, just that I've seen a few reviews and there seems to be problems with that. Like mine too, it's not perfectly aligned, so that when I roll it, one side will roll, but the other one doesn't actually roll very well. And so this one does. I think it's my right one that doesn't really spin. There's something wrong with it, but I mean, whatever. I got it off the internet, so I couldn't really return it. And anyhow, I don't really care, just because, you know, I usually just display these things, so I don't really mind too much. But it would have been nice if it actually worked perfectly, you know. So yeah, aside from that, here you can move these. I don't know what you call these, stabilizer wings, I don't know. These you can move up and down too, just kind of cool. One thing that people complain about with Starscream is that you can see his head right here, but it's not even that bad really. I mean, if you turn it around, all you gotta do is turn it 180, and so you're only seeing the back of his head, and you can pretend it's like the thrusters of the jet or something, even though F-22s, which is what jet plane this guy's supposed to be, they're supposed to have 2 thrusters actually, but I mean, you can pretend like it's a special F-22 with only 1 huge thruster. Whatever, it's still cool. Here you can kind of see the feet, Starscream's feet here, but I don't know, it doesn't look that bad, you know. You can even pretend that's the thrusters too, you know. There's a lot of pretending going on, but anyhow, it's a pretty cool figure, guys, honestly. So this is the bottom here, a couple of wheels right there. Aside from that, it's a pretty cool figure. It's a pretty nice looking F-22. You know, it's not bad. So let's get on with the transformation, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, you'll want to separate the nose here. So just push this down. It'll separate from the cockpit area. And what you do then is you take this. You bring it up. Then the wings here, you lift up a bit, just because there's a little clasp there. So you lift up, and you see how there's a space now. Let me redo that. So see, you lift up, and you see now you can separate the wings, because this is gonna be part of the automorph. The problem with mine is that ever since I've repainted it, it seems like the automorph doesn't work as well anymore. It doesn't it's not as smooth anymore. But I'll show you. It still works though. It's just that, yeah, that's a major problem with repaints. You gotta watch out where you repaint, 'cause sometimes certain areas get thicker, and so it kind of hinders certain movements. But it's not too bad really. Well, on mine anyway, I don't feel like it's that bad. So what you gotta do is basically push this whole thing up, and the wings will rise up. But yeah, on mine it's gotten kind of stiff. So here, let's see if any of that still works. Let's see, so look, when I push it up, you see how this area kind of, all of this gets shifted up. So that's pretty cool. It's actually a pretty cool automorph. But yeah, on the original figure, when it wasn't repainted yet, it was a lot smoother than that. So if you're gonna get him, it's gonna be a nice automorph, seriously. So okay, then what you do is you're gonna wanna fold. Wait, no, not yet. So make sure that's completely folded up. Pull the arms down here. Pull them down a bit, just because it'll get them out of the way. Sorry guys, it's just that I haven't actually transformed this guy in a little while, so I don't quite remember him perfectly. But I still have a vague idea of how to do this. Okay, yeah, this is something that a lot of people complain about. Oh, wait, before I get to that, so just pull down the legs here. These are gonna be Starscream's legs. So what you do is you see this, these open up like that, okay? And so you wanna take this leg. There's a little peg on the back that usually the leg goes on, but I've already taken it out. So what you wanna do is you wanna pull back. You see that? And then you can fold it down. Okay, I'll show you with the other. I'll show you again with the other leg. And there's a little area here on the bottom of the head, and just fold that forward. Okay, that little peg there. You see this? You see, there's a peg that's gonna go on the back, because we're gonna fold this whole thing over. And yeah, I'll show you that when you get there. So don't forget to unfold this part. Unfold that, and so now the whole leg can come down, and just close that up, and do the same thing for the other side. So you open that up, you unpeg, pull up, and then you fold down. And don't forget to unfold that little area, the knee. That's gonna be the kneecap, and then just close that up. And now just unfold that like that. Okay, and now let's get back to the top part here. This top part over here. Okay, this is something a lot of people have trouble with, and there was a guy who was even recommending that you remove these back little wings, just because they get in the way. Because these big wings we gotta fold to the back, and the thing is these things get in the way. But I have a trick for that, and you won't even have to remove the wings. And I don't like removing the wings because I just feel like at some point it's gonna get loose or you might break something. So I just don't feel like that's kind of cheap too. Like if they actually made the transformer that way, that's a cheap way of doing things, you know. So what you do is the corner of this wing, basically, you gotta make sure that it fits in a little hole, because you see the back wings, they have these little rectangular holes there. And so what you gotta make sure of is that the corner of this huge wing fits in that hole, because what will happen is that when you fold it back, it's just gonna slide with it. Hold on, look. So basically you make sure it's in that hole, and when you pull it back, see that wing? It just slides with it. You see that? So that's what you gotta do. And you shouldn't have any problems once you do that, you know? So now the wing's in the back. Alright? So we got one wing down. Let's do the other. So it's basically the same thing. Let's just do that quickly. So you make sure it's in that hole, and it's just gonna slide perfectly. You see how perfectly that slid? So that's all you gotta do. You know, you don't have to remove it. Unless you really want to. But I mean, why the hell would you? Okay, so now, like I said before, raise this whole head area to the back.